Okay, you're thinking about buying a guitar online, and there's definitely some pros and there's also some cons. We're going to talk about fraud, we're going to talk about some places you can pick up a guitar specifically, and all the information that you're going to need to know to protect yourself as a consumer. So this is going to be a video that gives you a lot of information about purchasing a guitar online. It is an alternative, definitely viable, and can save you some money. That's one of the pros right there. So this video is going to cover all that information, and here we go. So why buy online? Well, first of all, we already mentioned you're going to save some money. There's no place bigger with more vendors than the internet. So you're going to find the guitars that are going for the best deals on the internet, and that's for sure. Also, because you can find so many good used guitars, I mean, not only are there vendors that are stores, there's everybody who's almost ever owned a guitar and found the internet because they got a new guitar and now they're selling their old one. There are bargains to be found, and there's even people who don't quite know what they're doing in terms of pricing the instruments that they're selling online. There are guitars, if you're very specific about what you want and you know you want this guitar that's been discontinued, there's out-of-stock items you can find online. That's another reason to look online. And lastly, if you're a person who can do fixing up of things, if you can find a guitar and it's not working for its current owner but you know how to fix them up, it's another reason to shop online. You can save huge amounts of money if you know what you're looking for and then how to fix something once you've found it that the owner does not know how to fix. There are two big reasons people do not want to buy online. These are cons to buying online. One is fraud, and we're going to talk about what measures there are for you and that you can find in online marketplaces such as eBay that are intended to protect you from fraud. Okay, but that is a big one. The other big con is that you've never played the guitar before. In fact, if you've watched my other videos on buying a guitar, you know that I tell people they have to play the guitar first. This is a big one. You're buying it online. You haven't played this exact guitar. So we're going to see what we can do about that too, but there are definitely some cons to buying online. So how do you overcome these two big obstacles to buying online? That you've never played the guitar, which I'll get to in a minute, and then the fear of fraud. Well, there's one thing with the fear of fraud that I'll start with right now, and that is just to let you know your rights. As a consumer, purchasing through mail order, you're guaranteed certain rights by your state in terms of how long you have to send it back for your money back. And in almost every state, it's 30 days. So you're going to find some websites that are selling guitars and they say, hey, keep it for 24 hours before you send it back, you know? Or you have 48 hours to send it back, don't worry. Well, if that time elapses, if someone signs for your package and you're not home, whatever it is, you have 30 days most likely in your state. And you can double check this online by searching the statute in your state. But almost every state, you have 30 days. It's a product that you purchased through mail order, and there are rights that you have as a consumer that protect you from fraud. So if you get the merchandise and it's in any way broken or not what it was promised to be, you probably have 30 days to send it back. You got to keep in mind when you're sending merchandise back that it has to come in exactly the same packaging that it was sent to you in. It has to be packaged very well. Because it's so important that your merchandise that you don't want or didn't come to you as promised, as the description was originally given to you by the seller. I've included a link, and it's below the video here, and it's a link to an article I found online that's much linked to, and a lot of people talk about how it's just a really good way to wrap your guitar. And I'm not going to say everything's grammatically perfect on there, but it's the perfect article to describe how to pack a guitar to mail it. So you really want to make sure that your seller, who might be already angry with you, that you're returning it after what they say their policy is, because you know your rights. The last thing you want is them to get that guitar and something not look like when they sent it to you, and now they don't have to send you your money back. So definitely package your guitar right. The link below is there to help you do that. And then lastly, I think that this is probably obvious, but do contact the seller and tell them that you're going to be sending it back. Tell them, hey, I got it. It's not as you described. I'm sending it back. This is consistent with my rights as a mail order consumer. I know I have 30 days, so I'm just sending this back to you, just letting you know. And you can hang up the phone at that point. There's no reason to get in an argument with them or anything like that. Just send it back, and I think that you'll see that they come around and you get your money right back. About having never played the guitar, there are manufacturer standards. So if you're looking for a guitar that you could play in a store, well, play them in the store, and when you find the one you like, the make and model should be the same, or it wouldn't have gotten sold. So, a Fender Strat, it should be just like another Fender Strat when it's new. So I wouldn't worry about that too much, and you do always have your right to return the merchandise. I'm going to talk specifically about eBay now, because that's a place that is it's a real market, real time. I mean, if the market will pay this amount, they're paying it on eBay. If they won't, then stuff isn't getting sold on eBay, and you can tell right away what a fair price is for a piece of merchandise, and it's usually people's first thought about going online and buying something. Of course, you can go to websites of stores online. Most of these stores, most of these store owners also have eBay websites because it's just such an undeniable presence on the web. Even the store owners sell on eBay. In fact, they sell their stuff cheaper on eBay, and their customer service is a little better because everybody's really worried about getting the best possible online presence they can for their brand. So even a place that you've heard of that sells guitars in a brick and mortar store, they have an eBay store, they probably sell it cheaper, and the customer service is probably wonderful right now, actually. So on eBay, how do you find a good seller? Well, thankfully, there's just like there's reviews of products, I mean, there's kind of reviews of sellers. You can look on any seller's page and just check out how many things they've sold. You probably want to buy from someone who's sold more than 50 things or been rated more than 50 times. And then you just want to check out, how did all the transactions go? People will have given their notes. They don't maybe have to have 100%, maybe 90% is good. I mean, let's be realistic. Sometimes buyers are a little out of it too. So, but if they're 90% or above, especially 100%, you find that you can probably trust that seller. When it comes to talking to your seller, you do want to be communicative. You probably want to ask for a few days after you get it, just to put in writing, hey, I'm interested in the guitar you're selling, and I'd like to bid on it. But if I win it, I'd really want to have like 2 days with it. If I can just agree with you right now that if I send it back within a couple days, that's cool. And anybody with a guitar, they're not trying to hide some giant cracked neck on. Should say that that's agreeable, because of course you want to know that it appears as it did online. And yeah, a couple days, I mean, sure, my guitar's in good shape, go ahead. That should be the response you get from the seller. Also ask the seller questions that pertain to the condition of the guitar. Things that might not show up with just the pictures, like how well was it treated? Did you use this for concerts? Do you store it in its case? How long have you had it? Are you the original owner? Questions that are going to give you an idea of how this guitar has been treated throughout its life. And then a big thing online is paying with PayPal. PayPal is a way to pay online. I hope this isn't an introduction to it for you, because I'm not going to go too in depth with it. Definitely check out PayPal.com. They'll explain everything for you. But it's a way to send money online, and it's the #1 way people pay on eBay for their merchandise. A good thing about paying PayPal to pay your seller is that you can do it with a credit card. Your seller never sees your credit card number or anything like that. You're just trusting PayPal, who are, the #1 most trusted source for dealing with this kind of thing. Do they ever had security issues? Yes, but they are absolutely far and away one of the most trusted, most used money transaction kind of entities online. So I have never had a problem. I would recommend them absolutely wholeheartedly. I use them for everything. And the other thing is that PayPal has certain things like a buyer protection. I think it's something like between $200 and $2,000. It's no extra charge to get your buyer protection, and it's almost an insurance plan. Also, you having paid with your credit card is kind of an insurance plan, because your credit card will go to bat for you too if it comes down to it. So these are all things that are in place to keep you safe online as a consumer, and I think they make it definitely possible to purchase online and feel safe. So this was just a quick rundown on how to buy a guitar online. I did cover a good amount of information. Of course, there are other stores besides eBay, but again, my advice, I think most of them have eBay stores, because that is what's going on right now online. They are an undeniable presence, and they do keep their buyers pretty safe. A lot of measures in place that are going to protect you as a consumer. So not a bad idea to do, and buying a guitar online, probably find a good deal, possibly on something that's been out of stock or that you can fix up yourself. So definitely going to save some money buying online, and best of luck to you. I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to get your comments on this, so if you want to comment below, feel free, and look forward to you getting your dream guitar.